Kevin Owens responds to a WWE Legend's warning to him ahead of WrestleMania. Seth Rollins heaps praise on Becky Lynch after Bianca Belair's whipping assault on Raw. And Matt Hardy calls out WWE for an overused finish in their matches. What's up, everyone? I'm Wholesale G, and there's a lot to talk about in today's Sports Key to Wrestling WWE News Roundup. Never miss brand new content by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Kevin Owens responds to a WWE Legend's warning to him ahead of WrestleMania 38. One of the biggest feuds heading into WrestleMania 38 is, hilariously enough, Kevin Owens versus Texas. In the last few weeks, the former Universal Champion hasn't pulled any punches when it came to expressing his distaste for the Lone Star State. Owens responded hilariously after receiving a warning from Booker T. The Canadian star has been aligned with Seth Rollins on Raw with no clear plan in place for WrestleMania 38. He will compete for the Raw Tag Team Championships next week, and a victory could essentially secure his ticket to Dallas in April. WWE Hall of Famer Booker T sent out a warning to the former Universal Champion, stating that he would be lucky if he even made it to WrestleMania. Due to his connection with Texas, the Hall of Famer didn't seem to take kindly to Kevin Owens' comment. The Raw superstar, however, responded with a video message on Twitter. It goes without saying that Booker T is simply working to help create some buzz for WrestleMania and possibly even himself. Booker T isn't the first person who he has upset, as another legend and Texas native took issue with his comments. Hall of Famer JBL stated that Owens wasn't welcome in Texas and that he hoped he would fall into an open sewer and miss WrestleMania 38. It was only a week ago when there was a lot of buzz about WWE's potential plans for a Stone Cold Steve Austin return and a match against Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 38. It would have been a dream match of epic proportions, but Steve Austin's career-ending injury was more severe than of Edge, for example. It's been nearly 20 years since Austin has gotten in the ring, and the rumors have quickly died down regarding his in-ring return. As of now, there aren't any rumors about plans for Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 38. It seems presumably that he will be involved with Seth Rollins in some fashion, perhaps in the Raw Tag Team title picture. MJF comments on why WWE will do whatever it takes to sign him from AEW. MJF feels that WWE may pull out all the stops to acquire him from AEW, as he is the heart of the promotion. The Long Islander has quickly risen to become one of the most well-known faces in AEW, and WWE is reportedly interested in signing him in the future. He has worked with the biggest names in the promotion, including the likes of Chris Jericho and CM Punk. While speaking to Freddie Prinze Jr. on the Wrestling with Freddie podcast, AEW star MJF predicted that WWE will do whatever is necessary to sign him when his contract expires in 2024. MJF added that he has no problem playing the villain since it has been so lucrative for him. MJF feels that he's one of the greatest talkers in pro wrestling presently, and that he's capable of making people feel something that a lot of his peers aren't capable of doing. The AEW star revealed on the same podcast that his contract expires on January 1st, 2024. The 25-year-old has been with AEW since its inception, but if he continues to rise as a star in the promotion, Vince McMahon may want to prize him away from his arch-rival company. Seth Rollins has a 4-word reaction for Becky Lynch's scar from Bianca Belair's attack. Seth Rollins has finally reacted to Becky Lynch's graphic scars from getting mercilessly whipped by Bianca Belair on this week's Raw. Becky Lynch was involved in a 6-woman tag team match on this week's episode of Raw. She teamed up with Nikki ASH and Doudrop in the trio battled Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, and Bianca Belair. During the bout's final moments, Belair whipped Lynch with her hair, and the attack left several scars on Lynch's body. Big Time Bex later shared a picture showing her scars and stated in the caption that no one could stop her. Rollins noticed Lynch's tweet and responded by heaping major praise on her. Becky Lynch is set to defend her Raw Women's title against Bianca Belair at WrestleMania 38. She had previously defeated her in 26 seconds in a return match at SummerSlam. It remains to be seen if history will repeat itself at the show of shows. As for Rollins, he's currently aligned with Kevin Owens on Monday Night Raw. The two former Universal Champions will be competing in a triple threat match for the Raw Tag Team titles next week against the Tag Team Champions Alpha Academy and RK Bro. Newly debuted Lash Legend potentially severely injures an opponent during her NXT match. While she was likely happy to make her singles debut on NXT, Lash Legend might feel differently after the bout. After her singles debut match against Amari Miller, it appears that Legend may have injured Miller. Legend cut a brief promo targeting Nikita Lyons following her win. As for Miller, PWInsider.com reports that she had to be stretchered out of the ringside arena. It's unclear as to the extent of the injury, and it's also hard to tell when Miller suffered the injury. Miller looked impressive during the match, even hitting some high-flying moves. Legend first showed up during the reboot as the host of Lashing Out. It was a talk show where she ran down recent events from WWE. The show resembled most of WWE talk shows, but wasn't anything groundbreaking. Lashing Out hasn't been utilized in months, but that will change next week after she encounters Lyons. If she has a few bad incidents since joining, she may need more seasoning at the WWE Performance Center. Every star picks things up at a different pace. Before signing with WWE, Legend was drafted by the WNBA. Needing more training is not a problem. However, if she continues to have sloppy matches or injures another opponent, her time with NXT might be short. As for Miller, she has shown flashes of athleticism and prowess for high-flying moves. Hopefully this was a case of landing wrong or having the wind knocked out of her. Both women still have the potential to still help NXT going forward. Matt Hardy calls out WWE for an overused finish in their matches. Former WWE superstar Matt Hardy has claimed that his former employer currently includes too many disqualification finishes in their matches. Hardy is regarded by many as a pioneer when it comes to the no disqualification contests in wrestling. The current AEW star, alongside his brother Jeff, holds a number of legendary ladder matches under their belt. While speaking on his podcast, The Extreme Life of Matt Hardy, the 10-time WWE Tag Team Champion gave his opinion on WWE's current booking style in regards to their high usage of DQ finishes. Hardy went on to say how, with the amount of knowledge that modern wrestling fans possess, many want to see a clean finish to a match that furthers the story in a clearer manner. Matt Hardy, alongside with his brother Jeff, have been pioneers in the no DQ match like the TLC match. The first TLC match was way back in SummerSlam of 2000, where the Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, and the Hardy Boys put one of the most memorable matches in WWE history that is still talked about and revered to this day. Thanks for watching today's Sportskeeda Wrestling WWE News Roundup. For exclusive content that you never want to miss, you gotta subscribe to our YouTube channel and smash that notification bell so you never miss whenever we drop brand new content. Follow us on all social media and download the Sportskeeda app for the most up-to-date stories in the world of wrestling.